All right, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us for this little workshop, and I'm excited to have you here. My name is Alonso Ibarra, and I will be sharing a little bit of what I've learned from this technology class. I will be focusing on homework this workshop. Homework. Now, what, as you see right behind my screen here, turn and talk. Take a moment to share what first comes to your mind when I say the word homework. Homework. Yes, um, maybe some of the words that come to mind is our stress, grades, time consuming, um, uh, all sorts of words can come to mind, right? But what are the best practices? What did we learn in this course regarding homework? I want to share with you two quick things. Number one, we'll look at principles regarding homework, and number two, some paradigms regarding homework. Principles and paradigms regarding homework. All right, first, what are the best practices? What are the principles that best align with research for assigning homework? Research shows that the majority of parents and teachers believe that homework is an integral part to the education process. And obviously, we're all aware of that as we did our little opening exercise of trying to think of words that best describe your own personal experience with homework. Well, we know that homework is a just the status quo, the expectation of the educational process in the present. According to Dean et al., um, a, a wonderful book that he and his researchers put together, he gives us three principles regarding homework. And I'll slide over to this side so we can see the points. Three principles. Number one, develop and communicate a district or school-wide homework policy. Number two, design homework assignments that support academic learning and communicate their process. And number three, provide feedback on assigned homework. These are the best practices regarding homework. The first one is develop and communicate a district or school-wide homework policy. Holland et al. In their research, they write communication between caregivers and teachers is essential. It's a vital part of education. Unfortunately, they write, research suggests parents and teachers often have limited communication regarding homework. I believe a statistic that they give in their research is around 70% of caregivers or parents only communicate less than once a month with their teachers regarding homework. But communication uh, is essential. There's a breakdown in communication. Therefore, we see that communication has to be consistent. It has to be clear, especially in regards to homework. Number two, we have to design homework assignments that support academic learning and communicate that purpose. This is one of the best practices regarding homework. Again, Holland et al. Researched how parents responded to the questions: does homework relate to your child's learning? And how often is homework busy work? Believe it or not, 29% of parents responded that often. Often, homework is simply just busy work for their students and for their children. So many times, our homework policies and our approach, our assignments are not aligned, are not communicated to the academic purpose behind each assignment. Number three, the third principle we see here is we have to provide feedback on assigned homework. Dean et al. Point out it is better to support homework assignments with feedback in form of comments rather than grades. Grades don't immediately provide that improvement that the students need, that feedback for improvement that the students need. They need comments, they need critique, they need positive critique uh, for them to improve those skills that they need for um, for for success in their education. Now let's quickly look at some paradigms, some observations to change your approach to homework. Dean et al. Write, policies that state homework must be given at particular times ignore the importance of being intentional about assigning homework. Homework must be intentional. What is the rationale behind your assignment? Again, they write, if a student says he can't complete the homework because no one at home knew how to help him, then it was premature for the teacher to assign that homework to the student. Students must be successful in working independently and having the skill to be successful um, by themselves before they can be assigned homework. Again, we see Dean et al. Write, homework should not be considered to be a measure of rigor of the curriculum. The fact that students have homework does not mean that the school has a rigorous curriculum. Homework should not be considered a measure of the rigor of curriculum. Many times we think, wow, this school assigns so much homework, they must be rigorous. Their academics and their curriculum must be excellent. Actually, no, that's a paradigm shift that we need to make. The homework does not mean that the school has a rigorous curriculum. Now, something that a tool that I was really impressed by in my research for this course was the tool called Formative. Why does this apply to homework? Well, we just mentioned that students need to be independently successful with the skills that they need for them to be successful independently with their homework at home. If they can't be successful on their own with independent skills, then it was premature for us to assign that homework. Some paradigm shifting. So, therefore, students need to be successful in the classroom, and teachers need to have some way to provide formative assessments. There's where this tool comes in, formative. It creates slides um, that the teacher can develop and broadcast to the students. They can connect using a QR code or a class code, and they connect on this platform. As they're working through the assessment, as they're working through the slides, the teacher can provide immediate feedback and correct and comment and critique the student's work. So the teacher can see exactly the skills that are lacking and address those issues with each individual student on the platform, and also see the skills and the development of each individual student. That's the power of formative. I write here that formative allows teachers to create high quality assessments that can be presented in real time. We know many times that obviously teachers can ask one question at one student at a time. This allows the teacher to address the entire classroom of students and see how the students work through the skills, through the questions individually, one at a time, uh, and address their issues in a live setting. Well, thank you for joining us and joining me for this little workshop regarding homework. We looked at some uh, best practices, we looked at some paradigms, and we ended the time together looking at a tool that can be readily accessible and help us be more successful with developing skills and homework with our students. Thank you so much for joining me, and take care. God bless.